Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Fafm.Nubia back here with another one. Today we got our first ever interview on YouTube with Fafm.Nubia. Our first ever interviewee, Mr. MostFiit. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me. It should be fun.
No problem, no problem. Thank you for being here. So let me break y'all down a little bit about this man right here, okay? Not only is he a Sac State graduate, stinkers up.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know how we go. He is an educator, substitute teacher, one of the very few Black prominent educators, male educators here. Okay, and he's a personal trainer. He just dropped an ebook, which I'm gonna have him explain a little bit about because I'm still currently learning. So, yes, I would love, like I said, thank you for having me here along the journey. I'm so grateful to not only learn more about you, but also have join along with the community. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, your ebook. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And yeah.
All right. Yeah, like she said, I'm a personal trainer, substitute teacher. With the personal training stuff, I did start or created an ebook called MostFiit For Life. Essentially, it goes over how to, get into the gym. If you're a newbie, how to build a routine inside and outside so that you can, get yourself fit. Nutrition, facts, myths, workout facts and myths, things like that. So it's a good book, and we'll definitely talk about it a little later, or she could show you the resources. And it's on my social media page too, if you guys ever reach out, and she gives you guys that information as well.
Okay, so let us know a little bit. What is your Instagram, just in case?
Oh, MostFiit, MostFiit.
Okay.
And YouTube, it's the same thing. So look me up, and you guys will see, some of my content and things that I offer.
Okay. And also, I'm gonna have it in throughout the time. We're gonna have his little Instagram, Facebook, so y'all can, put that in right quick and support the brother. Especially y'all want to look good like me. Be helping sister out a little bit. But we're gonna get to it. All right. So, what inspired you to become a personal trainer and an educator?
So we can start out with educator first. My mom is a teacher.
Okay.
She actually taught at my high school, and she's been teaching for over 20 years now. I kind of got it from her. Essentially, I knew it was something I could do because I always had to help when I was younger. Just, grading, putting together, helping her with lesson plans and things like that. Putting classrooms together, watching her teach and things like that. And then when I got to my end of high school career, I asked, the PE teachers, what it took for them to be a PE teacher. What did they have to go to school for? They told me kinesiology. So I decided to major in that when I went to Sac State. But with, going to Sac State and doing track and just not being the most mature person. I was 17 when I went, and I was already immature for 17. It was a complex major for me. Just wasn't mature enough for it. So I decided to switch to art education. I definitely still wanted to do something in the education aspect, and the art education program was a pre-credential program. So
wait, so what is a pre-credential program?
So a pre-credential program, essentially what a credential is it's like a graduate program after you finish college, right? For teachers specifically. So a pre-credential essentially means you are learning and taking classes that apply to your pre-credential prerequisites.
Okay.
So that's what I did when I was going to Sac State. Once I graduated from there, I got straight into substitute teaching. Took a CBES. It's a 5-hour test that you have to take for your basic skills and proficiencies for all subjects. So you could teach every grade in terms of substituting, K through 12. Me personally, I prefer to teach junior high and high school because you get periods. You get a prep period. That means you get a whole period off there that you don't have to work because you're substituting unless you're doing a long-term position. which means, you know, there's going to be a lot more work. You're going to have to grade. You're going to have to, you know, work with students and, you know, disciplinary stuff, administrators, other teachers. It's a lot when you do long-term positions. But if you're just doing site to site, day to day substitute teaching, you're always going to find work. And you guys have had substitute teachers before. If you guys have ever been in the school system, substitute teachers are pretty laid back, not much to do. So, you know, we be chilling.
So anybody that wants to become a teacher, substitute teacher, got some pros with it. You can talk to this man about it too. I'm interested. Okay. All right. So what inspired you to become a personal trainer?
So for a personal trainer, you know, I always did sports. I was, you know, pretty proficient in sports.
Okay. What's your number one sport that you like playing or was involved in the most?
Track and field and football. Yeah, I was good at football.
Okay.
And I was exceptional in track and field. Okay. So because of that, I always just had a knack for just staying fit, you know, and just being in that discipline. Obviously, they're teaching us a lot of things about, you know, fitness, not just the discipline itself, you know, learning how to lift weights, learning different physical training aspects like plyometrics and interval training and stuff like that, which I incorporate into my program for my personal training business.
Okay.
So sports was pretty much the inspiration.
The inspiration for it. Okay. All right. Okay, and then so what was your pros and cons along the journey? So we can either talk about personal training or if you want to talk about education first, which one?
The pros and cons for education, just being in that field. I mean, essentially, it's only pros. You know, you're working with the community, the entire community. Everybody's children have to go to school, essentially. Especially when you're substitute teaching, you're going to multiple different schools in multiple different districts. Me personally, because I worked in a lot of different districts, charter schools and public schools, or well, public district schools.
Okay.
I haven't worked in any private schools. Um, so, you know, I've worked at Fortune Schools, I've worked in Aspire, I've worked at Sacramento Unified School District, I've worked at Twin Rivers Unified School District, I've worked in Thomas Unified as well, a little bit. So just, you know, and then just being a positive role model in that aspect, you know, you're gonna be you're on your P's and Q's when you're at a job like that. You know, your language is appropriate, you know, you're dressing appropriately, you're showing the kids the best you can be. And then being an African American male, which they don't see many of those, it's a white female dominated sector, no problem. But you know, it's not common to see younger Black men in that field.
Right.
So them seeing me, you know, being a professional, is a good look for them. I notice like they literally tell me those things. So it's nice to hear, and you know, I do it for them.
You know what? That's what I like to hear, because you see how the school systems is, man. You know, it's really a challenge, especially for the younger generations coming up, you know, into the school systems. So you're already making impact in there already. You know, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. And then, so what was your pros and cons as far as with personal training?
Again, not too many cons. I guess maybe injuries and soreness some days, especially when I'm either getting back into it after falling off a little bit, or upping the ante with my workouts. And then injuries, you know, working out with clients or working out with myself and getting carried away, not doing the best with recovery and stuff like that, which is really important. In my diet, you know, sometimes you'll get injuries with stuff like that, and I'm getting older.
Right.
So I would say those are the cons. If anything, the pros is just, you know, feeling good, looking good. I never really have to get ready for summer. I always, you know, I'm pretty much summer ready.
Summer body ready.
Right.
Okay.
You know, summer's almost over. So, you know, and then you know, it's a good habit. You know, good routine helps with my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, my physical health helps me regulate myself, helps me regulate my day to day schedule.
Okay.
And I meet a lot of people, and built a quite a network with individuals with personal training for
Mm-hmm.
people that all walks of nature. You're talking about people that have high up jobs, all the way to
Mm-hmm.
people that have entry level jobs, people that are in college or in the workforce, and people that are administrators and lawyers and teachers and stuff like that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's fun to have that broad demographic of individuals that I can learn from, while I'm teaching them something. They're showing me things too as well,
Mm-hmm.
um, all the time.
Okay. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay.